Thunder Rosa slams Brock Lesnar for making fun of her culture. Plus, Big E reveals he narrowly escaped death after his SmackDown injury and scrapped Fiend storyline plans from WWE 2K22. We've got him. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Thunder Rosa is your new AEW Women's Champion. Last week at St. Patrick's Day Slam, she beat Britt Baker in a gory old cage match. And it came with a special entrance, as all these main matches should do. And we saw Thunder Rosa coming out with a mariachi-style entrance, celebrating her culture. And she talked about that and some of the polarizing comments that have come from it. When she was on NBC Sport Boston's 10 Count, she said, everybody's going to criticize no matter what. I read about me bringing the mariachi, and I remember Brock Lesnar making fun of Eddie Guerrero with that. And that hurts because they were making fun of my culture before. And on Wednesday, I represented our culture properly with honor and respect, because then people were like, oh, mariachi, fun, let's make fun of Mexicans. It's the same with women. People used to make fun of us all the time. We used to be the popcorn match all the time because that is how people have been programmed for so long. Not anymore. We are working really, really hard. You guys can criticize us all you want, but we're working really hard in every single company, I feel, because we are changing things little by little. So the big thing to take away from there is referencing that Brock Lesnar entrance. So this was from 2004. This is the lead up to No Way Out, Eddie Guerrero's big title win, and Brock Lesnar. And at that point, Brock Lesnar wasn't doing a lot of the comedy shtick that he does now.
This was kind of like, this was like Brock's last run without Heyman, really, up until now. Like it was sort of pushing him out there to see if you'll float, I guess.
It was his penultimate pay-per-view before he left to go and try to handle the
eventually he.
So he came out, in a mocking of Eddie Guerrero's heritage. He came out doing all the mariachi stuff, and it is something that is fondly remembered. Like, people talk a lot about that bit,
but it doesn't,
with a dry smile.
It doesn't make it less problematic, though.
It's easy for us to say that because it's not our culture that's being represented, so it's not for us to say. But obviously, it's something that stays with Thunder Rosa for a very different reason that it stayed with many other people. And she was keen to bring it up here because I think when you look on Twitter when that entrance happened, so many people instantly rolled out that Brock Lesnar gif of him doing the mariachi entrance, and everybody sort of makes contrasts to it, where this wasn't the one that Thunder Rosa done, wasn't played for comedy, it was played for sentimentality, it was played for cultural reasons. And it's a funny one to look back on. What I will say about that 04 feud, with that bit aside, right, the mariachi entrance aside, which I you see why it's an issue, the Eddie Brock match was excellent. I wanted to bring that up because
it's hard to find much crap from that era, isn't it, in terms of like the big main event feuds going back and forth.
Eddie's rise through that, and then that match he had with Brock. You're not fighting the odds anymore, Eddie. You're fighting me. Oh, it was very, very good. But totally hear where Thunder Rosa is coming from. Also, check out the steel cage match if you haven't already. It was
exceptional, wasn't it?
Exceptional. Yeah. Absolutely popped off the page. And Thunder Rosa is doing loads for women's wrestling. Like her promotion that she runs, Warrior, like it's her promotion that she runs is staffed completely by women, and completely the in-ring quality is all women. Again, proving that it's not the popcorn match anymore. So she's really pushing that, and what a great ambassador for women's wrestling is Thunder Rosa. Speaking more of AEW, we're going to see the Young Bucks back in AAA.
Yeah, so as was announced at a AAA press conference, the Young Bucks will be in the main event of AAA's TripleMania 30, facing fellow AEW stars Rey Fenix and the AAA Mega Champion Hijo del Vikingo. This will be the first appearance on Matt and Nick Jackson in AAA since TripleMania 27 in 2019, where they and Kenny Omega were defeated by Phoenix, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Laredo Kid in trios action. Now, they first appeared in AAA in March of that year at Rey de Reyes, where they defeated the Lucha Brothers to win the AAA World Tag Team Championships, successfully defended the titles against Phoenix and Penta at AEW Double or Nothing before dropping the belts back to the Lucha Brothers that June. So they're no strangers to no strangers to AEW. They're no strangers to AAA at this point.
They're very familiar.
And I'm sure this is going to come as a big get for AAA fans who are into AEW and the Young Bucks as a whole.
Absolutely, that's a good get for them. I'm looking forward to see what they do in AEW, in AAA rather. Why have we forgotten that the Young Bucks are founding members of AEW? Just fell out of our head there. We've seen the power of positivity shining through the eyes of Big E ever since he broke his neck 2 weeks back. He's been on Twitter just with nothing but love and praise. He put out a tweet yesterday he even says it in the tweet, sobering. He says, had my first doctor's appointment and learning because of the C1 fracture, I narrowly escaped a stroke, paralysis, or death is very sobering. Life feels even more precious and valuable now. That's terrifying to read.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine you were getting the injury in the first place, but to have somebody tell you were that close to things like that happening has got to be, that's going to like shake you up quite a lot.
It would make me question whether or not I'd want to get back into the wrestling at all.
Yeah, like probably me personally as well, but I don't know with other people. I mean, look at Evel Knievel, right? The amount of bones that guy broke, but he would always want to get back on, and not comparing Big E to Evel Knievel at all, obviously, just in terms of the actual want to do something again after getting so hurt. But it's hopefully Big E's going to be able to do whatever he chooses to do when he's fighting fit, and he's going to be, hopefully still able to wrestle if he's wanting to do so.
You'll send nothing but love to Big E as he continues to get better and shine through social media. You're going to like this. We didn't plan this bit. You mentioned Evel Knievel there.
Yeah.
Do you know who promoted an Evel Knievel event?
Yeah, Snake River Canyon jump, Vince McMahon.
He
didn't really promote it, he just funded it.
Yeah,
lost a load of money.
Clunk, clink, clink. Vince McMahon related news. We didn't plan that. Once you said Evel Knievel, my brain went do-do-do-do-do-do. Setting up next segue. Vince is one for rules for his producers. We spoke recently about how producers have to dye their hair and dye their beards. They
gotta look young,
Gotta look young.
Good value for money. Yeah. Look, everybody, look how young our talent are. Wasn't he wrestling in the 80s? No, it's his son.
Everyone's just dressed as their own sons.
And they all get new names.
That's why they get new names. They can all be each other's sons. They also have to come to training in suits.
Yes.
And all that jazz. Fightful Select reporting about P.T. Williams, who's been taken on as a producer. And Fightful say, we're told that former TNA X Division champ P.T. Williams has been getting high marks for talent and higher-ups as a producer. Vince McMahon has insisted he be referred to as Pete or Peter. Then that has been reflected internally with other sources.
He's out of the PT phase. This is it. Vince has gone, you're no longer PT, you are Pete or Peter.
It's a strange thing to be very insistent on. Like, I think just everyone knows P.T. Williams.
I guess PT sounds, more like a familiar name you'd call somebody. Like if I knew somebody, like I was very close friends with, say, Peter Austin. If I was like super, super close friends with Peter Austin.
Pete Meister.
We like there might be like a nickname or something you'd use between each other, but like Petey's kind of like, it almost sounds like an affectionate name, doesn't it? Like Petey, and you'd give them a nuggie.
Or the way you describe the smell and taste of whiskey.
Yeah,
Petey.
Yeah, but Peter and Pete sound a little bit more, I'm a producer with the World Wrestling Federation, thank you very much.
Well, we were throwing the name Peter around upstairs, like the name Pete Williams. And I said, well, surely everyone knows P.T. Williams. And that's kind of where his value is. And Atkins said that Pete Williams sounds like a car salesman.
It does a bit, but you've got to just make sure his middle name is just Canadian Destroyer, all one word.
Pete, Canadian Destroyer Williams, nice to meet you. But then Aidan, our Cultaholic.com tribal editor-in-chief, said Pete Williams sounds like a horse.
It also sounds like a lower league football manager. It sounds like a lot of things Pete Williams sounds like.
Pete Williams, a manager of Aldershot United. Accrington Stanley, who are they? Let's end on some 2K22 news. I'm having a lovely time playing 2K22.
I've still got to get round to it. Elden Ring's occupying all my time when I've got any.
Have you beaten that man on the horse yet?
I've not.
Beginning? Some people will spend years on that.
I'm just kind of losing it a bit at the minute.
It feels like a weird sort of like form of torture, Elden Ring? Because
It's more like
I spent 8 years trying to beat this man on a horse.
It instills a form of discipline, I guess.
Okay.
Like you it's all about like the game is in learning what your limits are and pushing past them.
Like Pac-Man.
Yeah, definitely.
Learning that the limit basically brings you back to the other side.
Yeah.
2K22. Oh, by the way, Twitch last night was hilarious. Watch the Twitch video on demand.
I need to catch up on it.
Adam Pacitti did a Royal Rumble featuring Michael
UK
Barrymore,
classic
Noel Edmonds,
TV
Mr.
legends.
Bobby Jim. If you ever wondered what would happen if Noel Edmonds and Michael Barrymore met in a Royal Rumble,
Now you don't have to.
we've got it for you. 2K22 on twitch.tv/Cultaholic. So, Reddit user and WWE game modder, Pepsi Guy 2, has been into the code on these games. I'm fascinated with these people that break into the code and look behind some of the cut content. They've revealed that there was a whole Fiend storyline planned for 2K22. And it was gonna feature Dana Brooke.
Well, I was going to go not surprising, but very surprising. What?
So the plan was going to be that in this story that you played during My Rise on the career mode, you would encounter the Fiend, and whilst you're involved with the Fiend, Dana Brooke would get involved, and she would absorb the powers of the Fiend to become a female version of the Fiend called see how long it took them to get this, the Shiend. The Shiend.
So what's Alexa doing in all this?
I think she feuds with Alexa over, I don't know.
The rights to be the Shiend.
The rights to be the Shiend. So that, and then depending on whether you did a male career or a female career in My Rise, you'll encounter the Fiend / the Shiend. But yeah, if you go on to, there's a Reddit post which has all the lines of dialogue, not recorded, I don't believe, but certainly written down in the code of the game, so you can see some of the cracking words of the Shiend and the Fiend and the commentators.
There's going to be a lot more stuff, I reckon, they're going to find as they data mine it.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much has changed since they started developing the game, surely.
So many people. Yep. Like, it's so many. You're going to find all the lost. There's another 400 roster members in there.
There'll be some cheat codes just on the character select menu. If this was the 90s anyway.
I remember how excited I was when somebody data mined No Mercy and found the Big Show's face in there. Oof. And I was like, this is like that times 100. And we will keep an eye on Twitch and our YouTube channel, because we've been making some lovely content based around 2K22. A Cultaholic Rumble is awaiting for you. You have a good showing in that, actually.
Yeah, I do all right.
You do all right. That's all right on this YouTube channel right now, and more news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you, Shiend.